WSAV's Natalie Hendricks. You know, one of my favorite things about Savannah, the Coastal Empire, and Low Country are the wonderful food and bar establishments. And right now, I'm in one of my favorite places. I love to come and visit Churchill's, and I want to introduce you to the wonderful things that Churchill's has to offer, because believe me, not only is it absolutely gorgeous inside, it's wonderful on the rooftop and everywhere in between. And they have something for everyone. Check it out. And I'm so happy to be here with the managing partner of Churchill's, Gareth Tutel. Hi, Gareth. It's great to see you
as well.
You know, I love Churchill's, and I love all the new things about Churchill's. So let's start out by talking about all the new changes at Churchill's, because, you know, it's been around for a while.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Churchill's has been around since the mid-90s, when it was around the corner on Drayton. My business partner, Andy, is the one who opened the original restaurant. But over the last year or so, just implementing a little bit of an elevated cuisine, better beverage program, and so on and so forth. But yeah, having fun with it.
You know, I love your story, Gareth, because, I mean, obviously you're not from Savannah,
No,
but now we call you a Savannian because you're here.
Yep.
But you've gone the entire gamut with Churchill. So give me your past here, because, you know, you've got quite a passion for this place.
Completely. I mean, this is a huge part of my life. I started here 10 years ago as a busboy food runner. And ended up working 9 jobs over a course of 2 years, finishing as assistant manager before leaving Savannah for a little while. And my wife was at SCAD down here, so she was ready to do a little bit of traveling and see the country a little bit. So coming back as one of the managing partners was huge to us, but really getting settled into life in Savannah again.
Well, you know, I have to say it's one of the prettiest places I've been in here in Savannah. And I've been in a lot of places in Savannah, the Coastal Empire, Low Country, and traveling all over the country. And a lot of people, I feel like, go away to enjoy things, but we have so many wonderful things right here at our fingertips. You walk into Churchill's and you see this beautiful bar, one of the prettiest bars I think I've ever seen.
I think it's the best looking bar in Savannah personally, but I'm biased, you know, so.
And you have a little bit of everything in that bar.
Well, I mean, it's just such a big building. So, I mean, obviously when we're set over 3 stories and obviously on the beautiful roof terrace, and we have 2 private dining spaces, and we've got 2 dining rooms for regular a la carte dining, and that beautiful bar that you already mentioned downstairs. I mean, it's a big space, and it gives us the opportunity to do different things with different areas of the restaurant.
But in the bar area, and you have some of the greatest staff ever. I love the bartenders. I mean, you carry all of the fine wines, and you really, you know, do a great job matching those wines to the food, you know, to the entrees and that kind of thing. But then the beer also.
I was going to say, you can't not talk about the beer. I mean, 23 taps. I mean, Andy, again, my business partner, has always taken the beer very personally. So a lot of local brews pouring right now. But yeah, we try and have a stellar beer program alongside the cocktail program and the wine program. Finding that happy medium and that balance is kind of our challenge, if you will.
You know, and I love sampling some of the food. It's so delicious. And looking in the dining room, you have a beautiful dining room. Is, you know, beautiful windows, and it's nice and bright. But you have the little private areas as well that you can enjoy downstairs.
Completely, yeah. Well, we've got the wine cellar in the on the basement level. Again, kind of one of our smaller private event spaces, and then up here, 10 Downing, you know, more of a wedding event venue, but again, just gives us an opportunity to do something a little bit different, you know.
We're talking about everything that's downstairs, but guess what? We're upstairs right now at Churchill's in this gorgeous area, so you don't have to actually dine outside, because not only that, here in this area, we're starting to see all of the patios and the decks in this area, because you can get out and enjoy the weather. So you can come upstairs at Churchill's. We're out on the deck overlooking Johnson Square, beautiful Johnson Square, and you can have cocktails up here. You can dine up here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Why did you guys decide to do this?
So this was one of the first things that Andy developed when we opened here on Bay Street. But you know, who wouldn't want to sit outside on a day like this? I mean, I think Savannah is such an outdoor-friendly town with all the walking tours and what have you. You know, I think it just matches the character of Savannah to have a beautiful area to be able to sit outside and have a cocktail, and it's not just you don't just need to be in a beach town to do it.
And you know, and that's not all. I mean, you have the bar downstairs, but you have the bar upstairs as well. Actually, 2 bars upstairs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 4 bars in total in this place. So yeah, the 2 bars up here. And again, you know, it gives us an opportunity to do something a little bit different with cocktails, and we do serve the full menu throughout, so you really can pick and choose as to where, kind of what environment you want to be in, you know, and again, I think I'd be sitting up here personally.
Why do you think, Gareth, so many people, especially, you know, the food establishments, the restaurant establishments, why do you think we're seeing this kind of dining? I mean, you know, you're seeing a lot of tables show up on the sidewalks now. Yeah. Now people are up on rooftops, yeah, and that kind of thing. And I love that. I mean, of course, you see that in the bigger cities.
Well, that's what
but it's finally here in the South.
Completely. I mean, I worked in New York for a little while there, and they'll put a table anywhere they can. I mean, you know, you'll be sitting next to traffic on Broadway if you're given the opportunity. And again, I just think that, you know, for years, people didn't really think about it as Savannah because, you know, it does get a little humid in the summertime. But again, you know, for all of our wonderful tourists coming from the north, I mean, I think when they come down here, they see the town and they're like, well, of course we want to sit outside. I mean, again, who wouldn't want to when the sky's this blue and the weather's this perfect, you know?
How important is it, you know, to not only be here in this area in Savannah, but, you know, to use local ingredients and to really be part of the community? How important is it to Churchill?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, obviously we've got great local organizations like Buy Local, you know, that we're a part of. But I think more and more as we're in today's world, buying local ingredients just in terms of, you know, what it means for the environment and what it means for the culture and sustainability, I think is huge. But let's face it, I mean, Savannah's a tight-knit town, you know, it's we are a local community, and I think it's as important to each of the local businesses to be part of that community. So yeah, wherever we possibly can, we're always going to buy local produce and local meats and so on, to be part of that community, you know.
You're talking about a large rooftop, and here's the thing, you know, we all know that certain times in Savannah, well, the weather can change like that, yeah, but that's what makes Churchill so wonderful.
We can go straight downstairs.
You can go right downstairs, or you can go right inside the banquet room. So you have a large capacity here.
Yeah, completely. I mean, up here for seated, it'd be about 140 to have a seated meal up here in 10 down in the roof terrace, but canapé receptions, you know, obviously goes beyond that. I think the fire marshal lets us have 250. So yeah. So yeah, that'll be the maximum.
So a lot of viewers watching right now, and maybe they haven't been inside Churchill's. And let me tell you, you don't know what you're missing if you haven't taken the time to come to Churchill's. Check them out online. Believe me, you'll be glad you did. But what would you say to them? I mean, because there are a lot of places in this area. What really sets Churchill's apart? And what would you say to our viewers to get them to come to Churchill's and try it out?
Well, I mean, honestly, for me, I always think of Churchill's. I think come for the bar and stay for the food. You know, I mean, and that's just it. We, again, you already said it. I think we've got one of the best looking bars made in England for us and shipped out about 20 years ago now, but one of the best looking bars, and then luckily we've got one of the best chefs that can put some fantastic food on a plate. So definitely, hopefully meeting that modern British, but really kind of having a menu that I think suits all desires, you know.
Well, you know, I love that you said that Savannah has become this culinary destination. And you know what? I have to attribute that to places like Churchill's and people, you know, that have that vision like you do, because you guys do it and you do it well, and it's turned into one of my favorite places.
Well, thank you so much. That's it means a lot to hear.
Well, Gareth, it's great to see you. I hope you'll invite us back.
Oh, please, anytime.
And you know what? I can't wait to book my next event here.
Fantastic. Well, a pleasure.
If you'd like more information on Churchill's, you'll find it in beautiful downtown Savannah. Just go to their website. You can also check out our information online. Just go to our website, WSAV.com. We're going to be back with more from Churchill's in just a moment. We're going to introduce you some of their delicious food. But first, do you have a favorite place to visit in Savannah, the Coastal Empire, and Low Country? Well, we would love to hear from you. So send us a message. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can also email us at any time. That's thebridge@WSAV.com. Don't go away. We'll be back from Churchill's right after this. Wow, what a delicious looking menu. Welcome back to the Bridge on WSAV. You know, I'm just checking out the menu here at Churchill's. You know, no matter what you're looking for, you can find something for everyone at Churchill's. And the great thing is, if you're looking for something, well, a little unique, well, this is definitely the place to come, because you're going to get not only a taste of, well, that British flair, they're going to mix a little of the old country with the low country. So, Gareth, let me ask you about the chef, because, I mean, you guys have an incredible chef, and the cuisine here is delicious.
No, absolutely. I mean, Max is incredible. We've worked together for a few years though now. I met him in Napa, working at a really lovely restaurant in Yountville. And we worked together there for a little while he was sous chef and I was a som. And then we both moved to Colorado and ran Colorado's only 5-star, 5-diamond restaurant, the Penrose Room. But Max's resume is a bit of a joke on paper. He's only worked at America's best restaurants. So it's either 2 or 3 Michelin star restaurants or the 5-star, 5-diamond before we came here. You wouldn't know to speak to him. I mean, he's as down to earth and cool of a guy as I've ever met.
How would you characterize the food here? Because, you know, I was reading somewhere that it's kind of like, you know, mixing, you know, that food flair, the old country with the low country. Now, what do you mean by that?
That's a good way of putting it. So to be honest, we're looking to be modern British as a staple, but can't forget our surroundings of being in Savannah in the Low Country. So definitely ingredients from up and down the coast here with some local classics. But the big thing for me was really kind of introducing some modern British. So touches of Indian flair, because obviously in England our biggest cultural influence is Indian food, but really kind of set a departure between what people see as a British pub, which I think of as 20, 30 years out of date, and really kind of matching that modern style of British with what we have here in the wonderful Low Country.
What we're trying to do here with the food is basically take what the old Churchill's had, which was a nice bar, and kind of turn it into more of a destination for good food and kind of a hangout that you have the bar, but you also have a nice dining destination as well. We've got a wide range, honestly. I mean, like I said, we are a bar and we're trying to cater to that, and then also have the dining room as well. So we have a range of bar snacks, I mean, basically that fit into the Low Country. I mean, we are in Georgia, so we have pimento cheese croquettes that are great, served with house-made buttermilk dill, like a ranch, basically house-made ranch, and then those are great. You can't go wrong with fried cheese, basically. This pork chop is it's a country-style pork chop. It means it's basically the pork loin with the bone in. We leave all of the nice fat and stuff like that to help cook the meat a little bit. We braise it for 2 hours so that all of that meat and connective tissue is nice and tender, and then we sear it in a pan, crusted in a cornmeal hoe cake, which is basically like a cornmeal pancake, and then serve it with our braised hickory smoked bacon that we make in-house, grilled turnips, collard greens that we make in-house, and pickled red cabbage as well. A couple of different desserts, and that's kind of where we really went British with it and kind of married it with the South. I mean, this one right here in front of me is the banoffee trifle. So basically, it's a marriage of 3 different ideas of basically banana pudding, which is big in the South, I feel like, and then trifle, which is a traditional British dessert, and also banoffee pie, which is a traditional British dessert. So basically, it's layers of cake soaked in dark rum, fresh bananas, Nilla wafers, banana pastry cream, which is the pudding, and then vanilla whipped cream and a dark rum caramel. We have a few different salads on our menu that are light, absolutely. And you know, one of our strong points, I think, that we pride ourselves on is basically that we're able to work with our guests and kind of cultivate a menu that tailors to their experience. And I think that's something that we provide that I don't think anyone else provides, is kind of we're able to personalize each and every experience based on the guests themselves.
And no matter what you're looking for, you've got the lighter fare if you want something more hearty. And oh my goodness, some of the desserts.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
the banoffee trifle, yeah.
I know.
100%, yeah.
It's so incredible. What's your favorite here?
My favorite dessert is the banoffee trifle, but my favorite food right now is we've got an Indian-inspired entree, the lamb shank. So it's a lot of love, braised for 2 full days. It's got a little spice to it, but a lot of love goes into that dish, I'll tell you.
We have a 48-hour braised lamb shank that we braise in our house-made vindaloo sauce and served with toasted basmati rice and house-made naan and various condiments that we make in-house. I mean, that's definitely a hit among people around here, and that's kind of that's one of those dishes that's definitely a bridge. I mean, we're talking about Indian food basically at a British restaurant where is you wouldn't necessarily think of it, but it's kind of the idea of the British imperialism and stuff like that. Some of the best Indian food in the world is in England.
Well, and I love that pork chop too.
Oh, you tried the pork chop with the collard greens?
Yeah, that pork chop with all of, so wonderful.
Yeah.
And I know we're making everybody hungry out there.
We're not just a pub, we're a beautiful restaurant on Bay Street in Savannah. We put a lot of effort into our food and a lot of effort into our service, and we provide an experience that's unique to Savannah, I think, for sure, and great quality food and drinks as well.
And Gareth, you've been all over the world. You've eaten at so many wonderful establishments. I mean, you guys are really trained, and the chef is just amazing.
Oh, he's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Amazing here. How do you think Savannah is stacking up now? Because I really feel like we have become a great food town.
Completely. No, I mean, Savannah's a serious culinary destination. People always used to just talk about Charleston. Back when I was here 10 years ago. Boy, has that changed. It's more than anything now. We find our guests coming that will pick specifically to come to both Charleston and Savannah, or maybe they're even skipping Charleston this year and just coming down to Savannah because it really has. And I think it's really ramped up over the last 5 years or so. Some fantastic restaurants opened downtown, and again, just a really growing restaurant community.
I don't know what was better, the pork chop or that fabulous dessert. And again, as I always say, if you want something delicious, believe me, you want to try Churchill's. It doesn't get any better than Churchill's. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of The Bridge right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Bridge on WSAV. Thank you so much. Delicious. Of course you'll find delicious signature drinks at Churchill's, but not only that, a wide array of draft beers, and their wine selection is incredible. But a lot of people come to Churchill's and maybe they come in and just enjoy sitting at the bar. Or perhaps you're on a date and you just want to enjoy a night out. But that's not all that Churchill's offers, because here's the thing. If you have a special event or you want to entertain your guests in a private setting, well, believe me, Churchill's has you covered there too. What I love about Churchill's also, here in this area, I always call it like the destination place, because so many people are looking for that great place to hold a special event.
Oh, yeah.
No matter if it's a wedding or a reception, or maybe it's an office party, or maybe you just want to do something really romantic for, a loved one or that special person in your life. Well, Churchill's is the place to come, I can tell you, because you guys are so equipped for that kind of thing.
Completely. I mean, like I said, the place helps us out a lot with having so many different kind of facets to it. But the biggest trend right now is for weddings to book the roof terrace along with the banquet room, so you can have your cocktails and canapes out here, and then go sit down for your formal dinner,
Well, and something else that makes it so wonderful is that you guys are handicap accessible as well, fully. I mean, you have stairs up here, but you have the elevator as well. But not only that, I've been in so many restaurants and rooftops now. You guys not only have one bar up here, you have two bars up here. It can be a completely private event, so that you can come right upstairs and you have a private entrance.
Completely, all the way down to Bay Street, yeah. So it just makes it a little easier for our guests that want to have that really kind of personal, event and have the personal space to meet that.
something that you guys just do on the weekends? Because
no.
we were talking about that, because Savannah has really become, that place for the brides, the bridal parties, and we see all of the bridesmaids and the parties walking around Savannah
everywhere.
every weekend now. But you really also want to cater a lot to the corporate world and to, a lot of the employers in this area.
Completely. I mean, the local employers for sure, but also, I mean, there's a lot of conferences come to Savannah. It's a town that really brings people for all different reasons, and again, we try and meet that, and provide something for regardless of what you're coming for.
So don't just think in terms of it's got to be a big, huge reception. I mean, maybe you're looking for, just like a little office lunch or something, no matter what you're looking for, you guys, and they can fit any budget.
Completely. We've got 20 people dining down in the wine cellar tonight, just wanted a little private space. So yeah, it really does, regardless of the size of the group, we can really work with it.
We can provide a unique experience, whether it be for your business or for a wedding. Basically, we'll tailor a menu to whatever it is that you want to cater to, whether it be your VIP customers or your close friends and family. And I think that's what's really unique about what we can do is it's quality food tailored to your personalized experience, which I think is a lot of things that venues can't really provide for big parties and stuff like that.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. We want to thank our good friends at Churchill's for inviting us in their beautiful establishment and taking us up to the rooftop. Believe me, it doesn't get any better than Churchill's. Now, remember, you can see the bridge Monday through Friday at 11:30 right here on WSAV. We hope you'll continue to tune in. And if you have a story idea for us or you'd like to send us a message, well, we would love to hear from you. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can also email us at any time. That's thebridge@wsav.com. And as always, keep your eyes open. Our bridge cameras are always out and about. And you never know when you might be joining us next on The Bridge. See you next time.